There was no jalapeno spice, Elizabeth.
There was wasabi spice.
I made a racial joke again. Right over your head.
The Counting Sheep podcast is brought to you by Popeye's Chicken. Get that bad.
The best intro ever.
Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of Counting Sheep. You already know me by now, so I'm just gonna skip the formalities. To my right, switching it up.
Switching it up right now.
One,
huh?
two, switching it up.
This is Matt.
This is Ruben.
Hey, what's your full title, man? Come on.
It's Ruben, baby.
And what does Ruben do?
Ruben says shit, motherfucker.
Come on, what's your title?
Title what, motherfucker? I believe to my right is...
Elizabeth.
There we go.
I take it you're not the Minister of Information today.
Of course I am, motherfucker.
You didn't
say it with your chest.
His title doesn't need no introduction. Anyway.
Well, it's from those new subscribers we're getting. Oh, what?
So we gotta focus on keeping the few that we still have.
So I wanna apologize for speaking all about political last episode because I know this is not designated as like a political podcast or
It's not designated as anything.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Bio,
but we want to keep the funny. Although Elizabeth had a really good point the other day that even Smodcast has their down depressing days because they talked about a episode like almost stone cold like. Straight up depressing. So we're allowed one of them every now and then as far as, kicking in the jams.
We have to stoke the flames of discontent as long as possible. That's what I
I
said.
would say as long as possible.
Why don't you shut the fuck up?
Okay.
R.I.P.
What did I do to you?
What were you talking about before, though? I heard something about, because we listened to Immortal Technique before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Mario's playing what was the name of this track?
New World Order remix?
By
Immortal Technique.
They sample Duel of the Fates, which some of you may or may not know is the iconic theme song.
The Watch Out remix is what it's called. It's off the third album.
Well, the sample is Duel of the Fates, which is the iconic theme song of the Phantom Menace. I use iconic very loosely based off, the fact that the movie wasn't that good at all. That's putting it mildly. Anyways, I want to talk about that's a very cool tongue trick you got there. But anyways. I wanted to know and talk a little bit about Star Wars 3D and your thoughts on it, and the fact that also not just that it's Star Wars on 3D for a bad movie, and that Lucas keeps reproducing movies that I feel like shouldn't be touched, but also the fact that Scorsese is now in love with the idea of 3D, according to what he says off Hugo. According to Zach, what he read in IMDb.
He produced Hugo.
And not only this, but get this. Just reading. Apparently Hugo was good, from what I heard.
But it looked fantastic.
Yeah, but
what Pixar? I mean, let's...
Pixar.
Well,
it's live action.
I'm not saying it's... Was it live action?
It was live action.
I thought it was rotoscope.
No. It was 3D live action.
No, Mario doesn't play.
Wait, whoa. Hold on. What movie were we talking about?
Hugo.
I'm thinking of Tintin. I apologize.
Oh, okay, that's different.
I apologize.
But see, there was a debate. There was a debate because, between
Hugo
me
was
and
the one who's on the clock tower, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the poster looks like it's CGI, so...
That was 3D, right?
That was shot in 3D. Anyways, not only that, but also I was watching video blogs of Peter Jackson's The Hobbit. Both films, I suppose. And I was just also reading about... There's a whole blog or video episode... Shut the fuck up, man. I'll slap you again. And it was about him just talking about how much he fucking loves 3D and the advancements in technology that have been towards it. So, I don't know. At first, it was originally just talking about Star Wars and why they keep redoing it, but now I'm on the topic of 3D again. So,
I just don't get... I don't like it. I personally, the only good 3D movie is when it's done right with Avatar. Whatever they did with Avatar.
We'll see. Okay, go on.
I saw My Bloody Valentine in 3D willingly because
that shit was so whack.
Because they did it with 2 red cams. So I'm like, if I wanted to see how they worked out, whether they stacked the red cams vertically or horizontally, I'm willing to see it work out. Then I saw Avatar, and it was done fantastic because it was new technology. And then, I've seen Alice in Wonderland was terrible. Actually, I don't even think I saw it in 3D. I saw it in 2D.
Oh, well, the movie was just bad. We know
3D movies I've also seen are Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
How was
dude,
that?
I got suckered into that. I originally wanted to see the 2D.
It wasn't that bad in 3D. Like,
it
it was
got me
very
sick.
minimalistic. Tron
Tron was different.
minimalistic in 3D.
Tron was different. They intentionally made the real world scenes in 2D, and they even notified the audience before it played, saying, "Keep your glasses on. It'll get 3D when the time comes."
But the thing is, I like when movies don't do 3D a lot.
Yeah.
Like, if it's very minimalistic, like what Tron did, or like what the Deathly Hallows did, it's fine. Not like, like the intentional things, like, the killer comes towards the screen with a knife.
Like Bloody Valentine. Yeah. That's a pure example.
One of the movies I wanted to see, just purely for the 3D aspect, was Resident Evil, the last Resident Evil film, because it was shot with the same technology as Avatar. If it's with Avatar technology, that's fine. Like, I have no problem with it. But the cheesy 3D gimmick, I find, is a gimmick. It was an 80s gimmick. It was a 60s gimmick. And it's a gimmick now.
Yeah.
I mean, look, just to bring it off topic a little bit, look at the 3DS. It's selling like bullshit now because everybody knows that 3D is just a fucking joke.
I feel like
What is a 3DS?
It's a Nintendo DS, the dual screen, but now it's got 3D sensor. But the thing is,
3D.
But I have all right. Well, to be fair though, it is cool that we have officially gotten to the point where we don't need glasses to see 3D. That's cool.
That's cool.
The huge downside of the 3DS is that if you just shift it the slightest bit between you and the object, the handheld console, you'll lose that image. Like, you can't get
me a headache, dude. Like, I tried to change the slider to adjust the 3D. It really gave me a headache.
It also drains your battery like a motherfucker. Like, I know one of my friends has it. He says it's cool in general, like the actual, not the 3D so much as just the aesthetic of the console. And I feel like that's the big thing that they overlook. Viewers and audience members and when I say audience members, I mean like purchasers, consumers. They just think of it as a 3D product as opposed to Nintendo's next handheld console in generation speaking.
But again, it's like, okay, if we're just gonna go off on a tangent real quick, like the new Skyward Sword. It's Zelda.
Wait for that.
It's Zelda. That's it. Officially, Nintendo has produced the same exact game for 20 fucking years. Mm-hmm. How many times do you have to go to Quest to get the Master Sword? How do you have to... Every single game, every single Zelda I've ever played, you have to go get the Master Sword.
And when's that bitch gonna give that damn pussy? God damn. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, they did that in Zelda.
What Ruben just said. Damn it.
Well, listen, I mean, I'm not... Look,
Link's been chasing that ass for years.
It's the same thing. Think about it.
When's she gonna give it up?
Ocarina of Time was the first Zelda game I actually officially started and completed.
Right?
Yeah.
But I had played the NES game.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing.
All right, what do you see as you look at espionage films, you look at your stereotypical films that you know the beginning to end to.
But that's different though. If it's Zelda, there is no difference in the Zelda franchise. There's absolutely no difference. And apparently, according to IGN or according to Zero Punctuation, they say that the reason why every single Zelda game is the same is because all those are beta testing the next Zelda. And the beta testing that Zelda, and beta testing that.
Well, that makes absolutely no sense.
But that's what fanboys are saying.
Look, the thing is, it's a mix of don't fix what's not broken, but at the same time, you do know that every single Zelda. Oh boy, I hate to go into their official timeline they released, but you do know that in general, like even before their official timeline was released a few months ago, that every Zelda has been separated by centuries and centuries, and they're all just different legends. You do know that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
In some aspects.
That's how they play it off, and yes, sometimes it gets unoriginal. The fact that you're doing the same thing over and over to a degree. However, certain games in the series do have more of a classic, or more of a more appealing feel to them, based off how you play that adventure.
But it's also compounded with the fact that Nintendo refuses to fucking put out anything but the same fucking games they've been putting out.
But you know what? This is very true.
And yes, people still buy them, so why break the oath or why break the formula, like you're saying? But eventually it will come a point in time, and I think it's happening with the 3DS, is because even though the 3D aspect was supposed to be really cool, it died immediately. Like, the sales in Europe are nothing.
Oh, God.
Sales in the United States, why do you think it's dropped like $100 in price? More than $100 in price. It's $169. It was like $300 when it first came out, $250, whatever. It's dropped $100 because it doesn't there's no appeal to it.
It's true.
Why am I buying a three? What was it? What was it before the 3DS?
Just DS.
Why am I buying a DSi? Why don't I buy a DSi? Why do I have to buy a 3DS?
Well, I mean, eventually these new games are going to be available only for 3DS, which I'm sure they are already. But let me dive into something that I read up recently. Not recently, actually, this was like 2-3 years ago through an Angry Video Games Nerd video about Nintendo Power Magazines. And I think there, if I recall, it's the right video or not, but there was a debate where gamers who started off with NES were now going into college, and this was the era of N64 for them.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying, Nintendo, give us adult games. And Nintendo's like, nah, son, we want to keep supporting that general audience. Your time has come and gone. And that's one way of looking at it.
You're saying, so what it is you're supposed to go from console to console, is what you're saying.
That's
the
start
cold
with
truth. Nintendo, and then you're eventually supposed to move to an Xbox 360 and PS3.
If you are like an evolving gamer in that sense, I've done too.
Exactly.
I was a hardcore do-or-die Nintendo fan all the way up to the Wii when it came out, not just because Red Steel was a huge disappointment, but also let's not even talk about that one. That was bad.
Don't even play.
Even he knows. And
motherfucker, Red Steel, more like red pussy.
Yo, you're getting beeped, just like. I mean, that's another beep. Sorry, if no one's listened to. People listen to episode 5.
Curses more than me.
No, Mr. Fuck, what was his name? Mr. Bottomsworth would like to be nameless. If you listen to episode 5, I beeped out his name. Oh yeah, it's been out for a week. We already lost the 3 subscribers for that. Fuck you.
Keep my last name out. That's all I ask.
From Mr. Bottomsworth killed.
Probably. It's called Mr. Bottomsworth versus the Flock.
That's funny. Anyways, fuck, what was my point? Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, Nintendo is a company that's going to go for the children and the family because that's the biggest demographic you're ever going to get. These hardcore gamers, they rule the whole shooting industry, but shooting in comparison to like just your platformers and everything and the everything that the Nintendo in general chooses to offer, their demographic is just bigger with Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
You do have a lot more pro gamers now than I'm sure you did like a decade ago because the video game industry has,
of course,
evolved and grown to like substantial levels. But that's just Nintendo's choice, and it's curious to see why they, I guess for obvious reasons, they're upgrading their new system to a 1080p resolution. And all that stuff.
Too little, too late, in my opinion. I sold my Wii. I sold my Wii within 3 months.
No, I'm saying the new ones.
I waited online in the cold. I saved my money, and I stood online in the cold, and I got it on launch night.
Dude, all right.
I got it on launch night with Red Steel, and within 3 months, I sold my probably a little bit more than that. I sold my console.
All right.
Because I need my graphics. I was always about graphics, and the fact that the Wii did not have 1-to-1 and graphics killed me. And the fact that Miyamoto is the guy who makes Zelda. Who's the guy who makes
Miyamoto is the key name behind Nintendo.
The fact that Miyamoto came out and said, well, the Wii could have been HD, but since not everybody had HD screens in their house, we said fuck that. What?
Well,
so you could fuck that. Nintendo will sell like hotcakes no matter what. A la Super Mario Brothers and Zelda. Same fucking game. 20 years. More than 20 years for Mario. It's been selling.
Yeah.
Like that. Done. Nintendo, if you put a seal of approval and a stamp that says Nintendo on the box, it doesn't matter if it's a fucking PS3, it will resell as a gaming console. That's it. Nintendo has that power. It's the same thing like Apple. Apple can come out with the world's shittiest fucking iPhone, make shit commercials, and people will still buy the product. It's that simple with them.
To be fair, I don't think the commercials sell a thing, but this is also coming from someone who doesn't believe in commercials actually selling to people.
Okay.
But I just think their commercials are funny. The comparison to I'm the PC, I'm the Mac thing, but it's really just
you need to watch Century of the Self then.
What's
and
that?
figure out what's behind actual commercialism. It's a really good.
What's subliminal advertising?
It's how it's based off of how all it just tells how marketing works and how everything is based off of game theory. Just a quick little thing. Cigarette companies are trying to appeal to women very early on in the turn of the century because women smoking was a taboo. Yeah. So they're saying, how the hell can we get women to smoke?
Yo, women advertisements to get women to smoke back in the day are so ill. It's like Someone told me about this one. I think it was either for like Virginia Slims or like Camel Lights. So a woman got the vacuum in one hand, martini in the other, holding the kids back.
Yeah. I
That's
saw
an
that
awesome
one.
commercial.
With her feet and a cigarette mouth. I'm like, motherfucker, I wish vacuum was that cool. I'd vacuum all damn day.
Motherfucker. Ad Men now?
To make a long story short, the cigarette company said, "How the heck do we get women to smoke?" And they said, "Well, we'll come up with an idea." And this based off of game theory and based off this one
What is
Freud's
game
brother.
theory,
Yeah.
Mario?
I forget what game theory is.
It's all Roots
You
album.
would have to look. Yes.
Shit is the dopeness.
So, they said, okay, there's going to be a fair. There's going to be a huge thing in Chicago, I think it was, and
the cigarettes.
and also women's rights was going on, like
Yeah.
you know, the rights women, the rights
Suffrage.
movements, suffrage movement was going on.
Bitches,
They said have your
suffrage.
Come on, let me
cameras
finish.
and have your newspaper article writers be down here. What they did was simultaneously on this one block they had the women pull back their garter, take out a pack of cigarettes that was already planted, and light up the cigarettes. And everybody took pictures, and all the writers are like, "What the hell are you doing?" They're like, "Oh, it's a torch of freedom. It's our power over the male dominant society."
Torture freedom.
And women started smoking like that.
Yeah. It's just weird hearing
Century
all
of the
this.
Self. Listen, just go watch it. It's a very good BBC documentary.
It's the same people that did the West Baptist Church documentary, you think?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
This came out in, I think, early 2000s. I think.
Not there's any real connection. I was just
But
curious.
continue.
You know, I don't know. Like I already said, like Nintendo aims for the best demographic. It's funny because I was actually watching these. I think yesterday stuff about the new Nintendo system, the Wii U, or whatever. Oh, I hate their names, but whatever.
Well, remember when the Wii used to be called Revolution? Yeah.
And I was really upset when I heard Wii, and it's just like, okay, it's a pun.
Revolution. Stop dancing.
But anyways, it doesn't look like Jeff is not Jeff. What's his name? Reggie. It doesn't look like Reggie's there anymore, which makes me so happy because that guy came off as like a fucking dirtbag.
You know why he
Fucking
came off
Reggie
as a
Mattel.
dirtbag?
'Cause he
every
was.
E3 is just like, yo, this is the new Nintendo Wii. Now back to the Game Boy that we have in my hand right now.
Yo,
look
but-
at the Game Boy. Just look at it. Look at it. We're not going to talk about the other thing that you really want to talk about.
Yeah,
But-
and honestly, in interviews,
He
he
did that
dodges every
He
fucking
did,
bullet.
and he goes like,
It's
and he
so
talks
annoying.
theater of the mind. I'm holding up
I
my
can't tell you.
fingers like a conductor. He would go like this, and Nintendo
Fucking
has the answer. Reggie, dude, he is the North American fucking whatchamacallit.
Fucking hate that guy. Like if he's gone, I'm glad he's gone. He deserves it. He's just like,
whatever.
you know, like have fun. Like
Well, there's a
answering
rumor
questions
that
and whatnot.
who's the guy who makes Zelda?
Miyamoto's the name.
Miyamoto was retiring, and he's like, "Yo, fuck that, son. You owe me the game for life."
But okay, the last point I wanted to make with Nintendo was that back with the NES, because you know Atari was like, you know, that was the
King.
purge of Nintendo. Not Nintendo, of video games at one
Yeah,
point.
they were the king of kings.
Where there was the Great Depression of gaming in the early '80s. I believe Atari.
E.T. landfill.
Yes, I was gonna get to that. So Nintendo, they were really smart about this. I don't know if they were the first, but they did it, and they were just like, "Listen, we got a thing called Nintendo Seal Approval. You cannot give me more than 5 games a year to distribute, you know, under Nintendo consoles. Because each licensing company or a distribution company that goes to Nintendo for a game, you're only going to get 5 games per year, so choose your games wisely. And that's when everyone's like, shit, we can't just keep throwing
I
things
never
out
knew
there.
about this.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, to be honest with you. Sometimes regulation helps.
It is, and you know what? Like that seal, I'm sure eventually got corrupted up to this day a little bit, but nonetheless,
Got a
they
little
are
tarnished.
just a tad. Some ripped on the edges, but it's just, you know, it's something that kept them strong back then, and they're just strong now because they know their market. And as much as I don't like the fact that now they officially released a Zelda timeline after they said they had it under a desk for like a decade or two, and now it's out, and it's just like, yeah, you know, you know, like this is because like ever since, if I could recall, I think it's like after Wind Waker, they kept making games that apparently were supposed to be prequels to prequels to prequels.
Right.
Yeah, right? Like, actually, Ocarina of Time was supposed to be the prequel, and that was the 5th game at the point. And they're like, oh, it's a prequel to everything else. And then from that point on, there was Minish Cap, and now this newest game is officially the oldest game.
A Link to the Past was...
No, that was supposed to be after. Like, Ocarina of Time was supposed to be before everything else.
Really?
But now, then there was Minish Cap, there were other games, and now there's the Skyward Sword thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, now that there's a timeline, and it's like, okay,
Interesting.
what are we going to do now? But whatever. That's Nintendo. And how much are we running on right now?
No, don't say that. I'll just fucking say it out loud. Well, we're at 19 minutes.
All right, cool. So you want to talk about Resident Evil 6?
Yeah, what were you bringing up though before? You were saying something about you were looking up the Huffington Post before.
I was just
I'm gonna edit this part out.
This dude who had sex with his dog.
What? Say that again?
Yeah, this dude put a dig in his pooch.
In the pooter?
His pooch.
It reminds me of the Asian from the cafe. Where he's just saying, yo, I tried to fuck a cat once, but it didn't fit.
Wait, what?
What's
what
the
are you
guy's
talking
name?
about?
The giant, the fish-eyed Asian man.
The giant McGiantstein?
Maybe? I don't know. This dude that worked at the FTC cafe. He said once he tried to fuck his cat.
No way.
Fit. Said that to
on a side note,
roommate.
let's give a big shout to Etta James. She died.
Who?
Yeah, I didn't know who that was, but I heard people talking about her today.
At last.
Who?
Etta James, apparently. She's.
You ever see her?
I never heard of her
Ever seen
either.
the movie Cadillac Records? Beyonce played that bitch in Cadillac Records. She's like, don't look at me like I ain't wearing no motherfucking drawers.
Oh, it's like a real person we're talking about, not
No,
like,
it was we're talking about Zelda still. No, it was a real person who passed away
I
today.
don't give no fuck about Zelda. Bitch should have gave the pussy years ago.
What does Ruben care about? I heard.
What's on your mind?
I heard Resident
More
Evil
on her
6.
behind. You rub off.
How about we talk about Resident Evil 6?
Oh, you wanna? Oh, we concluded way before that 3D is a horrible thing. So I'm crossing that off my list.
Spice Girls, guys,
guys.
No, it is.
It's a gimmick. It's a gimmick
Guys,
to get asses in the seats, and then there's produces terrible comment. All you have to do is slap a 3D logo on, and people produce terrible content that goes with it.
Guys, it's in
That's
3D.
it. End of story.
Yeah.
Executive order.
Wait.
66.
And one last thing. Oh God, no!
I
we're not talking
have
about that.
one last thing.
What's your last thing?
Spice Girls reunion in the works.
What?
Yeah, Baby Spice lost that ass. Now she's back.
So it's
Scary
like how
Spice.
Stella gets
She
her
had
back?
Eddie Murphy's baby.
My sister will come back from Canada for that.
And a chill fills the room.
Not my sister.
Matthew.
So and another just a
I
very.
used to collect those stickers, the lollipop stickers.
Was that?
Yeah. The
There was
Spice
no
Girls.
I-
jalapeno spice, Elizabeth.
There was wasabi spice.
I made a racial joke again. Right over your head. This is my joke. This is your tiny head.
Ruben is now simulating his hand going over the other hand.
Motherfucker.
Also, the editor of Apocalypse Now, I forgot his name. He was writing it.
Merch.
He that's his name. Who?
Big merch.
Big Merch. He was talking about how 3D is something that we're not ready for in the sense of
gonna
evolution.
go out in a few minutes.
Oh, why don't you say so?
Yeah, we're going out in a few minutes.
Oh yeah, we gotta go to the.
We're gonna wrap it up soon.
Yeah.
Okay, well let's.
We're hang out with Larry. I was supposed to bring Larry here. You can make a special guest.
Have you seen the new Hobbit? The Hobbit trailer?
My precious.
There's a new trailer, or just the one
Oh,
trailer?
the trailer.
It looks pretty hot.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
But what were we talking?
It's being done in 48 frames per second.
This is true. That's another
And
thing to
the
talk
Yeah,
right-
about.
Slow
Tell me
motion?
about this. What do you?
That's what
why are
all
they
you know
shooting
how like
48?
all the HD shit like they're trying to because apparently from what I heard, the human eye is really meant to see 60 frames a second. That's how
Bullshit.
much it can see. So apparently they're trying to get
So
closer
hold on.
and
So
closer.
they're trying to. Well, because hold on. The original. Okay, let's dial it back. The human eye registers motion at 8 frames per second. That's a fact we learned in college in school. Human eye
like how you
registers
said
motion
school,
as 8
so
frames per second.
But they're saying the highest it can register is 60.
Yeah, that's why the early films look so ridiculous because they're shot at 60 frames per second because they didn't know better.
Yeah, I
They
know
were
they're trying
shot
to
at-
aim back to that
So
from what I
they're
hear.
trying to shoot. That's gonna be so fucking weird.
It is.
Everything is just gonna be like jostling.
Have you ever seen like officially on a full 1080p
And
TV?
they're shooting the red camera. So
Oh, that was another thing I forgot
Yeah.
because they do have a 3D system with the Hobbit, and it's one camera here, one camera
That's how they
here.
did. That's how they did
With
on My
Avatar?
Bloody Valentine.
Oh well,
They
this
moved
is
here
like
like
They
5
do
years ago.
choose red cam stacked either this way or this way.
they do it here solely that they
And racks
don't
and
have
racks
to
and
like,
racks and stacks and stacks and
in
stacks.
scientific terms.
No, it's
you know,
it's
they do it
bizarre.
like
Yeah,
that.
and then they interlace it or whatever. But why 60? That's gotta be so weird. Why 60 frames?
Well, don't you watch? Have you ever seen like a movie on like if you go to Best Buy and you see something on a 1080p TV, you notice there's like visually a difference to you than there is watching a film just
Yeah, I have
HD.
I have a 1080p Blu-ray player upstairs with the
So you can tell the
with
difference
with the
watching,
motion capture enhancement on all the way. It pops.
watching the Blu-rays. Then on that, you
Yeah,
can notice the
it pops.
difference.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're like going for. I hate the motion because I'm not
Hold on a
used to
second,
it.
but 60 frames is gonna be so fucking stupid though. Because 60 frames, you're gonna just see this. Like if you ever watch British, if you ever watch British broadcasting, it just looks weird.
Yeah.
Well, they're 30, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that's also something like how we've been raised. Because again, like I would bring up because I what was it? I was watching. Now that my dad got this new full 1080p TV this time.
Okay.
Finally, way to go, Al.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird though because I left my PS3 there. I'm like, all right, whatever. I never use it, so you guys can watch your Blu-rays. We're watching like Captain America off there, and it has that weird.
Yeah, it's a Sony, right?
But no, I think it's a Samsung. But the point is
fantastic.
But the point, I mean, it's a great TV in that sense. But I look at it and I'm like, this looks very weird to me right now. I don't know if I can adjust. But most consumers, like my family, they don't notice.
They don't notice. What I originally noticed with the motion capture, the high intensity motion capture or high sensitivity, it looks like a movie. And then when you put on the high intensity motion capture, it pops all skin tones. And anything that's moving, it completely pops out. So it doesn't look like you're watching a movie anymore. Within probably about a week worth of watching it, you don't even fucking realize it's going
scary,
on. But it's
though.
for sports though too, because of the high refresh rate.
Mm-hmm.
Like Samsung is the official sports NFL television.
My grandpa got
because
Samsung.
there's no ghosting anymore. Because the frame rates are. I think the frame rate upstairs for the upstairs television is like maybe 200, maybe even less than that. Now they're like at like 500 refresh rate, even more.
Now, what is the refresh rate for all
refresh rate is the amount of how fast the picture is actually presented on the screen as far as megahertz.
Oh, okay.
Or as far as hertz. So, like to give you an example, the old tube TVs, it goes in a line. Like if you just to do theater of the mind, if you take a screen or if you just make an outline of a screen with your hands and you just draw lines down like a sheet of paper, that's how the screen produces it. And interlaced technology, if you ever see 1080i, what that does is it draws every two lines as a horizontal line, and then it does one diagonally and tries to piece the images together. With progressive scan, it's just progressive scan is a higher form, and it does all the lines simultaneously, or all the lines much quicker. That's what megahertz is. So that's why on old LCD monitors or first generation LCD monitors, if you do this with your mouse, moving it very fast,
like you said, you
get a ghost effect
because it's going too fast for it to refresh.
Samsung has a disgustingly high refresh rate, and that's why for sports you will not see ghosting, like especially in football when they're throwing the ball, when they're running, really. And since the green is so freaking poppy to the eye, there's
like a good example,
Poppy!
or an earlier example would be
Poppy!
when you try to put
Go ahead, say it.
Try to put a component.
Say Poppy, motherfucker.
Try to put a
Poppy
component
season?
cable.
No, just say Poppy.
Papi.
Yeah.
What do you try to?
So you saying something? I didn't mean to, Elizabeth.
so component cables.
When you put component cables to a GameCube or a PS2, because that's when you officially get progressive. Granted, it was only 480 at the time, but it was still like that one up from interlaced to progressive. So I think that was like the earlier example I can remember.
Your eye will adjust. I think the 60 frames is insane.
Well, I barely ever go.
But
up
listen
there
to me, I
anyways.
sound like an old timer. Back in my day, VHS was king. Fuck the DVD player. It's the same thing. Like I was always like, yo, DVD, VHS.
Okay, you go into the basement of my dad's house, my mom and dad's house. You will literally
That's
see.
Al's house.
No,
Nancy lives
Al
there.
and Nancy. Al and Nancy. They both put out. They really did.
Whoa!
That was the wrong word. Censor that out. But anyways,
I'm sorry. I was talking about the Bronx house.
No.
Okay.
That's Al does take care of it more than my mom, but that's the Bronx house.
Is that actually it's Uncle Wally's house, right?
Well, no, Uncle Wally's a caretaker, but my mom and dad both own it. But my dad's like the key landlord. The point is, you go down to my residence where my family lives.
That's what you should say.
Into the basement, and you'll find literally like 2+ giant shelves stacked of LPs, and not even that, but also trunks under the ping pong table of LPs. And
That's
my
what
dad,
shit is?
yeah, you will find my dad saying,
Wait, records, LPs?
yeah, records,
I hate you.
hundreds,
I hate you.
Starship,
I hate you.
everything, ELP, literally name a band.
I found my dad's
Audio
Beatles 45s,
Speedway.
dude.
All the Beatles.
I hate you.
I will
Original
come
pressings.
drink with me sometime. I'll
I
show
hate
you. But anyways,
no,
he
don't
keeps
tell me
saying,
to drink because I'll fucking steal it from you.
Yeah, come on, man, let's drink. He gets you fucking shit faced.
Every time I go to his house and I'm talking about like, hey man, hey dad, you wouldn't believe this. I have 60 days of music on this one computer here. And he looks at me and he says how he was hurt so much. He was saying that He's hurt so much the day that he realized that CDs came out. Because he realized that everything he just saved up for, he bought in his entire 20s, meant nothing. Because now they're CDs.
Hold on. I still buy, you see the turntable, I still buy records because I think records have a certain aesthetic to it, a certain old-time quality to it, and it still has a better sound quality.
So long as
that
you're using the
being
right
said,
speakers.
Andy was talking about that when we were getting the stuff the other day for the shoot, how they had this guy that was just doing
You
like
clearly
all
have
analog.
no attention span right now.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Andy was saying like how this guy
Say it
was,
with your chest!
in the 90s had all these like analog mixing things, and then it all went obsolete.
Mm-hmm.
Can I have
Like-
this?
No.
But anyway, do you want to say anything else before we wrap this up?
That was it. I don't think we
go
got
out?
time for Resident Evil 6. At least not right now.
Save for next week, but it really sucks.
Yo, take that off the table. It's the mic's gonna pick it up.
So
Better be
for this
important.
episode, we're gonna cut it short because it is Friday and we gotta go.
What are we
rock
running
out.
right now? What are we running?
30 minutes.
All right, let me just say a real quick thing.
I need my block cranberry.
Yes.
All right, yeah. So
The
let me
wife's
just say
getting
one quick
agitated.
thing about Resident Evil 6 because it was funny. The moment I saw it, I was like, I gotta give this to my friend Darren. And then before I could, he
Hi,
obviously
Darren.
sent me the link. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, big shout out Darren Hartman. Listen to Black Sabbath right now.
Yo, yeah, stop saying last names, son. But
Oh,
and
not Darren
we're
Hartman.
just blown away because he and I we played the campaign together when it first came out. We were just like, God damn, like they really just butchered it completely. And I'm sure they're gonna do the same thing again. At least for the first minute, I thought it was gonna be cool. And the moment 5 came out, it sounded like Capcom was saying, yeah, we're just gonna go back to the roots of like the first 2 games as far as how we're gonna play them. But it doesn't look like that's the case anymore. So.
And on that note, we're gonna end it there. So let's go from left to right this time.
Elizabeth.
Brian Rubin, Minister of Information.
I'm Matt, whose last name will be refused to be released.
M-A-T-T. Can I borrow your microwave? I just want to make a hot pocket. I'll give it right back.
Yo, waffles beside the side of your bed, and I'm sheep and you're counting on me. Take it easy.